Welcome to the Pool Counter Podcast, the new home for boxing. My name is Wendy, and I am your host and curator, bringing you the most honest takes on the sport I love without the bias and without the politics. A spot where we can all eat, seasoned veterans to the game and newcomers alike. So stay strapped in, subscribe, wrap those hands right, give us 5 stars, and keep that chin tucked. Tell your people about us. So who you got? The Pool Counter Podcast. Let's go. Thank you for tuning back in to the Pool Counter Podcast. My name is Wendy, and I'm here with Brandon. Brandon, say what's up to the people.
Wendy, what's going on? What's up, people?
Hey, we are back. Yes, we are back. A slight delay. We've been tired, like I've been saying on past episodes. We've been busy. We've been working. We got lives, man. But y'all should have known we were gonna be back for y'all. All right, and another episode was gonna be done and shipped off to y'all. Yeah, just like Amazon. Y'all should have known that, right? Yeah, come on now, come on. All right, so Brandon, bro, I really wanted to talk to you about the event that I unfortunately missed. This was about 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, February 24th.
Yes, your fight night experience, man. So before we even cracked into the rest of the episode, I wanted to get some of that fight night experience, and we can just really glide right into some of those fight recaps as well, right?
Let's get it.
So how was it, first of all?
So, bro, February 24th, if y'all don't know, in Orlando, Florida, at the Caribe Royale, was Edgar Berlanga versus McCrory. Right?
Mm-hmm.
So first and foremost, I want to shout out to Eddie Hearn. I think this might be his second or third card here in Orlando. I want to shout out to Edgar Berlanga.
Hold on. Is this the Eddie Hearn era of boxing? You know how they're trying to say it's the Haney era. Is this the Eddie Hearn era, bro?
For promoters, he's on fire.
I think it's the Eddie Hearn era.
He's on fire.
Yeah. If y'all been watching boxing any of the past 7-8 years, y'all should know who Eddie Hearn is, right?
Yeah.
All right. So I'm sorry. Go ahead, bro.
Nah, bro. Yeah. So pull up to the Caribe Royale, star-studded event, man.
Okay.
I want to shout out our city, Orlando, Florida, for coming out and supporting.
Mm-hmm.
It was a beautiful night of boxing.
Right.
It was love. It was people everywhere, food, drinks, different cultures.
Man, don't make me miss it too much.
Come on, man. Listen,
don't make me jealous, man.
I want to tell you who I met, I got to see.
Go ahead, yeah.
I'm sitting front row. I'm one row behind Subriel Matias, 140-pound champ. I go to grab a drink. I see Mario Barrios and Brayan Mendoza. So welterweight champion. Well, at one point a welterweight champion. He's going to fight for a title. Was a champion at 140. Mendoza had the big win over
what's his
the
name?
tower, the Eiffel Tower.
Yeah. What's his name?
He's fighting soon.
Yes.
We just talked about his sister.
We always talk about the Towering Inferno.
The Towering Inferno. Yeah. Thank you. Yeah. David Morrell. Right?
Sebastian Fondura.
Fondura. Thank you. David Morrell's there.
How big was Morrell in person?
Bro, he's gotta be like walking around close to 200 pounds.
Sheesh.
He's a tall guy, first and foremost.
Right.
Really, really tall guy. He cut his hair. At first I didn't recognize him. He looked super familiar.
Low boy?
Yeah,
low boy?
he cut himself like got a low cut, crispy.
Mm-hmm.
David Morrell, Fat Joe was there.
No way.
Edgar Berlanga walked out with a reggaeton artist. He was a star, Luala Ele.
Okay, I don't know who that is, but shout out to the reggaeton
Shout out to him, man. So it was a crazy card, right?
Right.
First fight of the night was Yankiel Rivera versus Andy Dominguez. Yankiel Rivera, if you may not know, he was a Puerto Rican Olympian. They were flyweights, so it's a lighter weight. Sometimes people don't always watch the lighter weights, but bro, that fight was action packed. Right, it was a Puerto Rican versus a Mexican.
Hold on. Was it lightweight or was it flyweight?
It's flyweight.
Okay,
no,
flyweight.
Yeah. Flyweight. So action-packed fight from opening bell to close. Yankiel Rivera got the decision over Andy Dominguez. I want to shout out Andy Dominguez's family. Right where I was sitting, I sat with his family. It was probably only like 5 to 8 of them. Right,
that's supporting,
bro. Came with their Mexican flags. We're holding it down. This is we're in Orlando, Florida. There was this is a Puerto Rican crowd.
Absolutely, a Puerto Rican city.
Yeah, bro. At one point, Andy made a couple rallies late in the fight.
Yeah,
and his family was standing up with their flags. And the police came. They got so close to some other Puerto Rican fans that were cheering. Nothing happened, and I think the police kind of made it a little bit more than it was. But shout out to his family and shout out to the crowd for just the energy that they had during that fight. It was crazy.
Holding it down, keeping it peaceful.
Come on, man. I don't know if there's many things better than like a Puerto Rican and a Mexican fighter like actually going toe to toe and going at it.
Right.
Bro, crowd was going crazy.
That's dope.
Another fight that was really interesting on that card was Shakram Giyasov. I hope I didn't butcher that. Versus Canelo. Reason why I wanted to mention that is it was a WBA title eliminator.
Oh,
okay. For the welterweight.
Okay, that's actually big,
right? Yeah. So Giyasov won. They call him like the Wonder Boy, I believe is his nickname. He was a really good boxer. I was really impressed with his movement, his balance, and how he judged distance. I think he only has like maybe 4. I think this was his 15th fight. And he had 9 KOs prior to that. He didn't win by knockout, but he did really hurt his opponent. And I can see him, giving some guys a test at welterweight. Some of the young guys coming up.
Okay, so
I mean, he's not obviously there like Crawford.
Right, I was about to say he don't seem specialty. I was just about to ask you his footwork, but you said that answered a lot.
Yeah, he's not Crawford or Errol Spence. Yeah, like I said, he only had like 14 fights, but I could see him being like he was good.
Okay, so you're saying the fights that some people like, and honestly, I haven't seen either of those 4 guys you just mentioned fight. But that's how big the universe of boxing is, y'all. There's no way to know every boxer out there. You literally have to do your studies, all right?
Yeah.
But one of the fights that was more popular that night, and it wasn't at that event though, and we'll get to the main fight in that event, but it's the O'Shaquie Foster and Nova. Excuse me. How'd you like that fight?
I did like that fight a lot. I like O'Shaquie Foster's skills. So I think especially at 126, that fight was at 126, right?
Yeah.
I believe at 126, O'Shaquie Foster is really dangerous. He's got good power. He didn't look his best. He didn't fight his best.
If it wasn't for the knockdown.
Yeah, if it wasn't for the but as a power puncher, he always has that ace in the hole. He's done that before.
Right.
You know what I mean? Right. Late in fights, still scoring knockdowns. So I don't want to take that away from him because he's shown multiple times now that his power will last all the way through the fight.
Right. He holds that power, and the difference in the fight, I feel like, is that he was really able to kind of walk Nova down a little bit towards the end of that fight.
Yeah,
get more cleaner shots in, the harder shots, and obviously, and one thing that works against Nova is the blonde. What he bleaches his beard. He bleaches his beard blonde.
Yeah.
So when you get hit and you actually bleed, it's real evident.
Yeah.
So his whole like blonde beard was looking like
that's
bloody,
like his tagline, like his signature.
I know. Yeah. But I did like I did like his sense of like I don't know, it almost felt like a hustle at the end of the fight when he was like, oh, trust me, I'm good, I'm a tough fighter. It was like he was trying to sell himself, and you don't see that often. So it was
I think it's tough, man, because he's kind of been near that like breakthrough.
Always comes short though.
Oh, yeah, he felt
fell short this time.
Yeah, he fell short. Yeah, it's tough.
But yeah, shout out to him. It was still a great fight, and we're obviously going to see Nova in the future. But how do you feel about O'Shaquie Foster and his potential ascent? You know what I mean? How do you
I think O'Shaquie, as far as his skill wise, he's a skillful guy because I've seen him box.
And it is O'Shaquie, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I keep saying O'Shaquie.
I've seen him counterpunch. I've seen him come forward. I've seen him hurt people going backwards. I've seen him switch. So I like all of his skills. I think sometimes for people who are kind of skillful like that, and you can tell he had a late start in boxing.
For sure.
Sometimes it's not as like honed as like say like a Crawford.
It's not, yeah.
Or like a Jerron.
It doesn't seem as natural.
Yeah, it's not as natural for him, but he's definitely a super talented dude.
Right.
That division is extremely deep.
Pause.
Okay. You know what I mean? He's gonna have to be careful about who he chooses to fight, and you know what I mean. Styles make fights, but I think I like his grit and I like his talent.
Right.
Yeah.
Much respect,
right.
O'Shaquie Foster. You looked good that fight.
Yeah.
Choose wisely.
There's one more fight I want to talk about on the card before we talk about the main.
Yeah, go ahead.
I forgot to mention. So Andy Cruz fought Zamarripa is his last name.
I never seen Zamarripa.
Yeah. So first and foremost, I just want to talk about Andy Cruz's talent because I've been to a lot of fights. I watch a lot of boxing, and just live his coordination. There's very few people I've seen like his hands and feet move together.
Looked beautiful
in a way like live, like everywhere he stepped and whatever he wanted to do, his speed was apparent. Again, like I said, I watched Flyweights fight earlier that day.
Right.
He was the fastest fighter I saw. So his hand speed is evident. The way he moves, his defense, the guy couldn't punch him through a wet paper bag. Like he was doing whatever he wanted to do.
And I'll say this, as far as Andy Cruz, I'm looking for that step up. I'm still looking for that step up.
It's there for him. It's there for him for sure. I do question the power though. right? And I'm not sure if it's necessarily the
I do as
power
well.
or like he's just so defensive. Like maybe he's not committed to the shot.
He's placing them. It looks
Right,
like
right.
he's placing them, but you're right. Maybe he's
Right.
not sitting.
Right, maybe he's
It's
just
possible.
not sitting on the
Right.
shot. I thought it was really cool that his fellow Cuban, David Morrell, walked him out. I thought that was dope, man. Those guys aren't even on the same like promotional companies or anything like that. So really
There's definitely
cool.
still mutual love that that natural or that national pride that they have there.
Yeah,
so.
and just being able to see Andy Cruz just. Like he boxed early. Then he really tried to walk the opponent down. After like the first round, the guy knew he couldn't do anything with him.
It looked pretty easy, pretty much.
Yeah, and the guy was just trying to survive.
Jeez, okay.
But he was super talented.
Right.
Yeah.
Those fights are usually called showcases, bro. Like you're not going to see a real tough fight. You're going to see the guy you expect to win showcases talent, pretty much.
Yeah.
All right, let's get right to Berlanga, bro.
Yeah.
Let's get right to Berlanga.
Yeah. So Berlanga versus McCrory, right?
Start off.
Yeah, bro. So Edgar Berlanga is a star, bro.
I still feel like this was a showcase one.
Oh yeah. Action. So first and foremost, the setup in the Caribe Royale when you walk out is like a really short stage. Every fighter come out on that stage, right?
So it does. It looks as small in person.
Yeah.
As it does on TV.
Yeah. If you notice on TV, a lot of the fighters were like standing at the stage for like 30 seconds just to kind of get their little moment because the stage, the ring walk was so short. My boy Edgar didn't do that. Right?
What do you do?
He walks out through the crowd from like the regular entryway, comes up with the reggaeton artist Luala L. Place goes crazy. Walking through the people.
No way.
Place goes crazy, bro. He's a star.
No way.
Right? Takes the long walk, hits the stage.
Fat Joe's giving him pointers, bro.
Come on, man. Sure. Fat Joe is there.
Yeah. Star-studded event.
Star-studded event. Then he comes out. He does start slow though, right? I'm sitting actually with the opponent's family. So he's fighting Padraig McCrory from Ireland. And I didn't realize it when I bought my ticket, but I'm sitting with the opposing side.
Right.
There's like maybe 30 people flew in from Ireland.
Right.
The Irish accent is
tough,
thick as
strong,
can be.
Yeah.
They got their flags. The lady behind me is hitting me with the flag while I'm trying to watch the fight.
She know you don't belong,
They
bro.
didn't sit down. Yeah. It was crazy. But ultimately, as you guys saw, Edgar got the KO. The one thing that I will say is that he's got a jab. He's got a jab. If anything beyond this level, I mean, the power is evident. He can hurt anyone, but he just didn't work enough.
I like him, but I don't like him that much. I don't like him that much.
The power was evident though, and he looked like he was in really good shape.
He got one more level to go up before he starts.
He's just got a jab.
Meeting some competition.
I think the jab, and I don't think he moves his head enough.
Nah.
Like
all those knockouts early got him a little pumped, got him a little juiced up, man.
Well, I think in this case, I don't think often he's been the smaller man. Like this guy was much taller than him, and he had the distance on him. So I think Edgar was trying to, cut the ring off and manage the distance. And I saw him like measuring with his jab, but I would love to have seen him use his jab, like actually turn it over and snap it. Cutting off the distance like that, moving his head.
Right.
Those are like the only critiques I have.
Those flaws kind of stood out.
Yeah. And like he got like a little cut on his eye, stuff like that. Like that shouldn't have happened.
Right.
Based upon how much better he ended up being in this fighter.
Not against that competition.
Right. And I think it literally was just some of the jitters. Fat Joe's there. We're on TV. Like I said, it was a lot of boxers. Star-studded event.
You just put a show on, walk through the crowd.
Right. Just walk through the crowd. You probably been sitting back there for a little while, but boxing, just his overall technique of everything, I would have loved to see a little bit more jabs and a little bit more head movement. But his power up close and in person is tremendous.
Okay. All right. Well,
it's tremendous. When you like hearing him punch versus everybody else.
It thumps.
Yeah, it's tremendous. Yes. He has great power.
All right. Well, I appreciate the fight experience. The reason why I wanted to do that. And y'all should know out there. I mean, when I set out to creating this show and Brandon joining in, I told y'all this is for boxing enthusiasts as well as newcomers to the sport. I haven't been to many fights. I haven't been to as many fights as you, right? And there's some people out there that have never been to a fight. So you sharing this experience, somebody was out there picturing it, trying to see what you saw. You see it through your eyes. So that's dope.
Yeah, and proud of the city. We definitely, I think we showed that we can get more fights. I would love to see another fight in our big arenas like Amway or maybe the Convention Center.
Granted, you come to a heavily Puerto Rican city with a Puerto Rican fighter. So
Yeah.
that absolutely makes sense. And it was a smart business move. I see y'all.
Yeah.
I see y'all.
It's dope.
All right, so moving on ahead to the rest of the show. A fight that I briefly wanted to touch on because this guy's trying to make a comeback. He had a bad showing his last fight, fighting this was Teofimo Lopez. The guy I'm talking about is Josh Taylor. All right, he has a fight coming up against Jack Catterall, and he has to show out. He really has to show up in this fight and show out and do his thing.
Yeah.
I think he has to look like Josh Taylor of old.
Do we have to get a knockout?
I think he has to.
To put his 140's on fire, right?
Exactly.
So to put his name back, like
shoot back to the top.
To the top.
Yeah. Because Catterall's no slump.
Yeah.
Jack Catterall's a good fighter, very durable.
Yeah.
So I think he's gonna have to really showcase himself, man.
Yeah. Teofimo beat him a lot easier than all of us expected.
I was completely shocked.
Styles make fights, of course, right? But he got beat bad. So I do like Josh Taylor. I think he dominates this fight though with Catterall.
Right.
He had a bad showing the first time against Catterall, but I don't think Catterall has the talent, the power, or anything like that to really mess with Josh Taylor on his good day. So I think he does come out of that victorious.
Right.
Yeah, I think that's an okay fight though. I wasn't like super hyped to see that.
This is a fight to showcase him.
Yeah,
right.
I think that was.
He needs to get back up to the top. Yeah. All right, so that fight's not until like another week. Like I said, I just wanted to briefly touch on that. But moving right along, I want to talk about this guy who we thought had a fight. We actually talked about the potential of the fight happening, and it turned out to be a pump fake. And that's Canelo Alvarez versus Jermall Charlo.
Yeah.
Not to be confused with Jermell Charlo, who he just fought.
Yeah.
But what do you think about that whole that whole pump fake situation, man?
From how I understand it, obviously we don't work for PBC or Canelo or anything like that, right?
They're beefing now.
But the way I understand it is PBC had the money available to Canelo, but because they kind of knew that the Charlo fight wouldn't sell, I think they were going to pay him $35 million guaranteed.
Yeah.
And it just wasn't going to sell to be able to be profitable, right?
Yeah.
I heard that they offered then Benavidez for 55 was going to be the second fight, and it doesn't seem like Canelo wants to do that.
Yeah.
So that's where he was able to kind of breach, get out of their agreement.
Right.
And I understand it. I don't think Charlo is in a space, I
didn't like it at all.
Yeah, it's just weird to fight the little brother, then fight the big brother, and the little brother didn't do good the first time.
He did terrible.
The styles are very similar.
Right.
It was going to be, I think, a similar style of fight, a similar outcome to the first fight. I didn't understand where that was going.
I actually like the move they made instead of Jermall Charlo. Which is Jaime Munguia. We talked about him a bit on the show.
For sure.
He just had a fight like 2 weeks ago or something, like 2-3 weeks ago. And he did a great job. He had a great showing. So I think personally this would be a way better fight and matchup.
Yeah, styles make fights.
Charlo.
Jaime Munguia has great activity.
I'm sorry. We would have never said this like 3-5 years ago.
No. So shout out to
me over Jermall Charlo.
Yeah, shout out to Munguia for working.
Right, absolutely. Staying consistent, working. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Shout out to you. I'm looking forward to this fight. I think it's supposed to be on May 4th.
Yeah.
So we're definitely going to talk about it a bit more as we approach that.
Did they pick the fight? Because I think it was between Munguia and Berlanga, right? So I don't know if they picked the.
I believe. Oh yeah, you're right.
Yeah, I think
I did see. I seen Munguia. Berlanga come out and say something, but I don't think either one is confirmed. Honestly.
Yeah, I think
we just know Canelo not locked in that May 4th.
Yeah, May 4th is locked in with changing back over to Matchroom and Eddie Hearn, and I think it's going to be out of one of those two guys.
We'll see.
Either way it goes, Mexican versus Mexican on May 4th.
I still want to see Munguia.
Puerto Rico versus Mexico.
I'm sorry, I'd rather see Munguia. I think I'd rather see Munguia than Berlanga. I think Berlanga might be at this point will be an easier fight for Canelo, and I don't want Canelo to have the easier fight. I just don't. I want to see. I want to see a challenge.
Yeah, Styles Berlanga's bigger than Canelo though, so he'll get back to
that before,
yeah.
We've seen that before.
Yeah.
Let's move right along, man. We don't got much longer in the show, but this next thing I want to talk about is I think something that's very important, and right now, just because of the whole host of fights that we've seen that didn't quite end how everybody anticipated it.
For sure.
Like we're seeing like judges and refs even face scrutiny for making what we deem bad calls and judges bad scorecards. So there's something called video assisted referee. Think of being able to break it down to see where the tape, see if the tape lines up.
For sure.
Or, you know what I mean? Or instant replay. The possibility of bringing that to boxing. I want to take a quick commercial break.
Yeah.
Let's get to it right after we get back.
For sure.
All right. All right, and we are back from the commercial, non-commercial break. So, video assisted referee.
Mhm.
I personally like the concept of instant replay being introduced into boxing.
Yeah.
Because we've only seen it to the effect of the refs can't make any changes. Like we've seen it watching, because sitting on your couch is the best way to really, and from my opinion, watch.
Yeah.
So we've seen those slow motions and been on our couch like, oh look, why can't the now having the ability to do this live, the referee and the side judge having the ability to do this while the fight is actually taking place. I think that's a big deal, man. I want to get your take on it, though. How do you feel about
100%.
it?
So I think anytime that we can be more accurate
Right.
with
Right.
anything, I
Fair.
think it is the best, right? I have seen ESPN use this, I think once or twice. I think it's only in like Nevada or certain places, like where if there was a knockdown that was scored that shouldn't have been, they were able to look back the next, like when the next round started, and take the points back, or
Right.
say yes or no.
Definitely
if it
not
was or
commonplace.
was not a knockdown, but that's
Right.
not commonplace.
Right.
So just making the video assisted refereeing something that's standard in boxing and applicable and able to be used everywhere is awesome. Right.
I like
sure.
it. I like it. Hopefully that gets implemented at some point sooner, or at least they start testing it in more markets than just the larger ones. At least we'll keep track on that as that develops. Let's move on forward, man. There was another fight happened recently, and I think this fight features, I don't even think it's just me. I think it's a common idea, but Shu-Shu Carrington's knockout on what's his name, Bernard Torres.
Yeah.
They're calling that the knockout of the year right now, bro. I know it's an early year, but it looked pretty vicious. He had him in the jump man, like on the ground, like the manufacturer.
Shu-Shu is special.
Right. Congratulations on the win.
His style is going to be difficult for almost anyone. It's like a defensive pressure style. He's boxing in between. He's catching shots. He's framing. He's throwing to the body. He's judging his distance really, really good.
He needs to sell himself a little more, though. Just get a little more flashy. You see Jaron Ennis? Try that. Try doing a little bit of that. Just sell yourself a little more.
Right. Yeah. I do love like his Brooklyn style. He's coming in with it comes with him like little towel shirt, like Mike Tyson type thing, like different. Nah, he's not wearing the robes and stuff like everybody else. I do like stuff like that. As like a hardcore boxing fan, he's paying like homage to where he comes from.
And he tried to do his talking thing. He did, at the end of the fight, he gave his whole Mike Tyson thing. He didn't say all the Arab
curse
stuff.
words. He
didn't say none of that.
Yeah.
But yeah, he tried to do his little thing. I see you.
I appreciate that. Right. And we talked about O'Shaquie Foster, and we talked about 126 having a lot of fighters.
Some dogs in 126 right now.
And he's on the way.
Right. He's definitely on the way.
For sure.
Like we said last episode, we're definitely watching Shu-Shu. And I'm excited to see where he goes.
I think he should be headlining his own card shortly, and like they need to put him in that light.
I can see that.
Yeah.
I can see that. All right. So since I just mentioned Jaron Ennis, for y'all that don't know out there, he has a case right now against his, and I believe it's his old promoter, which is a company called Now. I don't know if he won the judgment yet, but he's looking for $1 million and out of that actual contract that they have.
Yeah.
We see this a lot in boxing. I don't think I've seen. Well, yeah, actually, I was about to say I don't know if I've seen it this early in a career.
Yeah.
Or on a actual like steep rise.
Right.
But I mean Mayweather.
Right.
Like Mayweather had a very similar situation. I think a bit early for Mayweather, but this is very interesting, and I want to keep an eye on how this whole situation goes, moves along.
I really hope this doesn't tie him up and stop him from fighting for too long. I think that the primary concern was that contractually he was supposed to fight a certain amount of times a year, and they haven't been able to fulfill that. So it does seem like he's on the right side of his judgment. He should probably win that if he can prove that, hey, you're not sticking to your agreement.
Part of the end of the deal.
Right. So he probably will win that. And I also saw that the original owner of the company passed away.
Yeah.
And I don't believe that he was made aware that the wife, the widow of the person, would be stepping in.
Right.
So that might void their agreement as
well.
But shout out to Jerron, man. We want to see you back in the ring, champ.
Absolutely. So it sounds like that whole case and situation in general is looking good for him. I hope it ends up well for him because, like you just said, we got to see you in the ring.
I heard news of supposedly at some point this year, I think it's supposed to be like him and Mario Barrios.
I heard that as well.
So,
but, we'll keep our ears open. All right, so to another major change right now in the sport of boxing. And it's a big possibility. I'm not sure if it actually happened yet, but David Benavidez moving up. I think it's to 168,
175.
Yeah, to 175.
Just
I like
natural,
it.
natural.
I like it.
I think he was hanging around at 68 for a Canelo
he was
fight.
bullying. He was bullying a little bit.
It was there for a Canelo fight that was gonna never show up, as we see. So why, it looks like he's been able to make the weight the last couple of times, but we know that he's had weight issues before.
Right.
So he's probably killing himself to make 68.
For sure.
So,
it's about time he moved up.
Yeah.
I'm happy to see it. I'm happy to see a lot of the matchups that are going to happen now. 175, and it's about time.
I can only imagine how much better he's going to feel with those last 7 pounds is a big gap. Some weight classes aren't that far apart,
right?
But that 7 pound jump is a big gap. 130 to 135, 5 pounds, right? Like that 7 pounds when you're dehydrating yourself, man,
it's tough.
Yeah,
it's tough, man. Weight cutting is not fun at all.
For sure.
Moving on. No Olympics for Manny Pacquiao, man. Did you hear this?
So
he actually tried at his big age.
Yeah. I don't have a problem with that, though. I'm explaining why I don't have a problem with that. So in the Olympics, we have our pro basketball players play, right? We have
no age limit.
Yeah, there's people running track and field that's been running track and field and throwing the javelin for God knows how long versus people of all different ages from different countries, right? So this is supposed to be our whatever country's best athletes, right? So if Manny Pacquiao is probably still the best boxer from where he's from,
cap.
I don't know.
I think.
They have Mark Magasayo.
Right? Yeah.
Right. But I mean, if Manny Pacquiao was to get in shape, he'd probably still be the best boxer in the Philippines.
I can see it. I mean, I just feel like the Olympics are for the young bucks. You know what I mean?
I think America. I think we see it that way, but everybody fighting in the Olympics isn't young.
I think it'll be bullying, dog. Because it's Pacquiao.
In the same vein, right?
Yeah.
Like we talk about Lomachenko being an older professional when he turned pro.
Right.
He was not. He's obviously not Manny Pacquiao's age, right?
Right.
But just like in amateur boxing, after you turn open, you fight whoever.
Right. But for me, it's the experience that Pacquiao.
Yeah. He's a champion.
Yeah. Let them young bucks and them guys who just ain't break that ceiling. Let them get this, shot at the gold, man. Don't just. What if he wins gold? Then you're gonna feel like all these next up guys just got ruined by a legend, literally top 25 boxer of all time, and that's I didn't like it, man.
Yeah, I understand it, but I do.
Good job gatekeeping, Olympic committee.
I do think it is pretty cool that you've seen some pros like Keyshawn had some pro fights and then went and fought in the Olympics. So
still legit though. He's still a young. You know what I mean?
He's younger.
Young, yeah.
Yeah. But even still, he's not younger than people that are world champions in America.
That's fair. All right, so and for those that don't keep up with Olympic boxing, we got a lot of that coming up now. So I would start checking out some of these young guys.
That's gonna be fun.
I agree. I definitely agree, and I can't wait for it.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so we're running towards the end of the show right now. And this has been pretty quick. I don't think we're more than maybe 40 minutes in. It's crazy, man. Wow,
Rolling.
Short night, and I need it. Thank you. We're gonna get some rest tonight.
Rolling.
Nice. All right, so bro, we just talked about Canelo, but Canelo really does whatever he wants in the sport, man.
He's running boxing.
Literally, he is the man.
Yeah.
And I think we said that last episode.
Yeah, he's running boxing.
Him and Terrence Crawford being the biggest, I guess, household names.
Mm-hmm.
I still stand on that. Nothing has changed for me at all. This has been the Canelo era.
Mm-hmm.
And this next topic, I got a question for you.
Yeah.
Are we now in the Haney era? Right, so we're seeing a lot of this stuff right now with Ryan Garcia and Devin Haney. They have a big fight coming up April 20th, actually. 2024, and the games have begun. The showmanship, beef, whatever you want to call it, drama on stage. They are entertaining. I think they're trying to earn every dollar. It's a lot of.
Is Ryan carrying
happening?
Is Ryan carrying the promotion?
I hope Ryan's
however you think of whatever's happening, is he carrying the promotion?
Yeah.
I
think he's used to those kind of games.
Yeah,
and Devin's not really.
I don't think Devin personally was with the games. I do think it's throwing Devin off a little bit, because him and Ryan have a personal relationship. You don't have to call them friends,
right?
But anytime as a child you fought somebody 6 times in your life,
they've watched each other grow up.
You've seen someone at national tournaments away from home. You know this person. You probably know their families, right? So the way Ryan is acting does seem to kind of throw Devin off. But I do think Ryan is carrying a promotion. personally, I am a little worried about like all the sporadic things he's posting and
the
marijuana
drugs and alcohol,
and
it
stuff
doesn't
like
look good.
that.
Like when they're doing the promotions for a fight, first of all, and they're promoting around the guy, they're parading around the guy that is there only to replace you if you fall through. I don't think that's a good sign, dog. I don't know if his promotional, I don't know if they're trying to embarrass him or if they are really just genuinely concerned about this young man, bro.
Yeah.
Because he looks crazy nowadays, to me at least. Everybody keeps saying, "Oh, he's great. He looks amazing." I'm like, bro, you don't see him. He looks crazy. Listen to him talk for more than like 30 seconds. Something clearly seems wrong with this guy. I don't know if he's punch drunk or just really drunk. I can't call it. I can't call it right now, bro. But I hope he's actually doing what.
He's carrying a promotion.
He's going through a lot right now.
I'm checking his page constantly to see what he's posting next.
Mm-hmm.
He's posting girls Devin's dated. He's posting sparring videos. He's posting sparring videos.
Yeah.
Can we talk about it?
Yes, let's go, man. Let's go. You know how many people have been DMing me and texting me about this?
Javante and Devin Haney sparring.
I don't typically like clips, but I'm sure Devin on their side over there, the Haney camp, they're feeling good that this is still a video clip.
Yeah,
that's several years old. This man was like 16, I think, years old in this clip.
I don't want to hear ages when it comes to that.
That's fair. That's fair. Because
Carmel
Moten is in there doing things. I get it. I get it. But this is you might as well say this is damn near some of the prime of Tank Davis, and they literally like threw him in there with the wolf of the wolves.
The reason why I just want to say that is because Devin Haney has been special for a long time.
Sure.
And had this video not come out, he would have told you he's been sparring pro since he was some whatever young age. I've been in the ring with pros from this age to that age, right? So just the one time it doesn't go your way, we can't use your age then. Right. You see what I'm saying?
That's fair.
You see what I'm saying?
This story has been out. We just haven't seen this.
The story has been out. Yeah, the one thing that I just wanted to say from just watching it is like still trying to say you won because somebody got tired is like, come on, man.
I want to see the full video though. I'm not gonna front.
My only thing is just like we all know sparring is not winning a belt. You're not a champion. It doesn't mean you lost.
Right.
But I think sometimes in boxing, guys don't want to just be humble about a certain situation. Like,
well, when you have a persona, you kind of gotta ride or die with that persona.
Yeah.
Bro. If your persona is, the dream, the new golden child, this is my era, I'm untouchable. Like you gonna try to stick with that, especially when you think the sparring video is not gonna leak. I think they should have maybe played a bit more chess because we've been seeing sparring videos leak for the past several years now.
Right.
So there should have been a little smarter about that, but hey.
There was a hashtag trending called AB wasn't lying because Adrian Broner got thrown to the wolves by Bill Haney and a lot of people being called a liar. And I'm gonna be honest, he had the most
his story was credible.
His account of what happened looked the most like the video.
I'm gonna say this again, disclaimer. At least from this clip.
Because
this ain't a video.
Right.
If we know the stories about Floyd Mayweather's doghouse,
right.
Those are like he's talking about guys fighting for 30, 40 minutes to over an hour, straight. This was a clip that was like what? 3 minutes long and chopped up as well.
Right.
I want to know what was between the chopped up parts.
Yeah.
Like what happened? Because for me, the video I saw, I'm not sure about the clip you saw, but the clip I saw had it looks like I saw 3 different cuts in there. So 3 different parts of this.
I'm sure they took out the breaks.
What happened in between? What happened in between? Like was it a more even sparring session and this set of clips just the times where Tank Davis was handling him like he wanted to? I mean, I don't know. I just don't trust clips, especially nowadays with the internet. Everybody has narratives, but I don't want to miss this actual point. This might be a more important or key point to this.
Yeah.
The way that Ryan Garcia got this actual clip.
Yeah. How did he get it?
Wow. Floyd Mayweather.
Yeah. That's what they're saying. That's what they're saying.
Ryan said that.
That's what they're saying. He got it from
unless
Floyd.
Ryan's lying about where he actually got the clip.
Yeah.
Which would be even more interesting. But Devin and just the Haney camp didn't seem to take it well.
I have a thought on that as well, though.
Go ahead, bro.
So I've been seeing for a long time, people that may not know. I actually found out about Devin Haney years ago I used to be one of those guys that would go home and type in Floyd Mayweather hitting mitts videos and the gym videos would pop up. And a young Devin Haney as an amateur star popped up, right? And kind of fell into it that way. And I just remember Devin being really close to Floyd and working with his father. Floyd Mayweather Sr. was Devin's professional coach, for a really long time. in his earlier part of his career. And I just remember when they kind of broke apart and stuff, hearing how they kind of spoke about Floyd Mayweather Sr. and stuff, it didn't seem like a lot of like discretion was kind of paid towards the legend Floyd Mayweather Sr. pouring so much into a young Devin. So now I'm seeing Devin calling Floyd a hater and stuff like that. And it's like, man, I didn't really see Floyd speak badly about you ever, even when y'all fired his dad and things of that nature. Yeah, just I never really seen Floyd speak ill of them at any point through a lot of that.
I think Floyd's too smart to really do that unless you like outwardly or openly really come for him in a certain way.
Yeah.
I think personally it's a lot of chess going on in the background. I don't know what kind of personal beef they have with each other, but from my perspective, looking at it, there's obviously something that's been going on.
Yeah, I seen Devin posting Floyd's a hater like a lot.
Yeah, and seeing how it's been months where Bill Haney has been accusing Floyd of stuff. You know, and obviously Ryan Garcia did go jogging with Floyd and literally pull out. There must be something personal there.
For sure. So, supposedly Bill claims there's a sparring where young Devin got out on Floyd.
He just started saying that.
Yeah, it would probably happened too, right? There's sparring. So
yeah, I just think
two things
could
be true
stuff going on.
For sure.
All right. What else is there, man? Is there anything else, bro? Because that's all I really have. Man.
We got the Raymond Ford fight tonight on ESPN.
I can't wait to actually tune in for that.
Yeah, big Raymond Ford fan. I like that he has been working closely with Shakur.
Right.
I see a lot of similarities in their style, so I like when guys get with like-minded teams and camps.
And by the way, he's fighting Otabek Cholmatov.
I left that for you on purpose. I left that for you on purpose.
Right. So we'll see how that whole situation ends up. He is a talented young guy.
Super talented guy.
So yeah, I'm definitely gonna be checking that fight out tonight as well. But yeah, if that ain't it, bro, I'm if y'all can hear from my voice, I'm exhausted. It was a long night with the Dear Future Robots crew last night. And I can't wait to get in my damn bed.
I hear that.
Feel, bro.
I hear that.
But that's really all I got.
Glad to be back another week, bro.
Hey.
Yeah.
Hey, love y'all out there, man. Pull counter. We out.
Let's get it.
Follow the Pull Counter Podcast on IG and YouTube at the Pull Counter Pod. And at Pull Counter Pod on Twitter. Available where you get your podcast. Show your host some love at WendyAntoine5 and email the show at thepullcounterboxingpod@gmail.com. Appreciate you tuning in and supporting the movement. And remember, leave 5 stars, share the love. Peace.